Alright you guys, this is the full collection of all of my bronzers and all of my contours. I have it broken up by powder and then by cream and liquids. I realized when I was putting these two bins together that I just have more cream and liquids right now than I do powders, which I found the same for the blush category. Honestly, I don't think I would have guessed that. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's start off with the powders first. I do have the fan going, so I'm so sorry if you guys can hear it. It's later in the evening when I'm filming this, so it does get hotter upstairs. I try to have it like pointing directly on me and not exactly like towards the mic, so hopefully that helps a little. Anyway, let's get started with the powder bronzers first, and I think my method of organization really is just gonna be, because I only have one of bronzers, because that's just how that works, like one shade's gonna work. The only one I have two of is NYX here, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna pull out like a couple at a time and we'll get to swatching. Alright, these three I decided to pull out first because I think they're discontinued. This one might still be made, but in the milk chocolate Soleil, I don't know. That one kind of goes like in and out of stock, or like they've not out of stock, but they've like brought it back and then taken it away again. I think they have like the milk chocolate or just the chocolate. I don't know. I think it fits in this category of could be discontinued. So this one's from Too Faced. It's the milk chocolate Soleil. It's the longwear matte bronzer. Smells like hot chocolate. I've had this bronzer an extremely long time. Won't tell you how long, but it's so buttery soft. I will say this one does have a little bit of warmth. You're gonna see as I start to swatch these, like which one's a little bit warm and which one isn't, and I'll try and call it out. This one still works for me. There's a lot of things that I feel like you can make work being fair skinned, and it's interesting what I find flattering. This one I find flattering. Part of it is just that it's not too pigmented, and it's this really like soft, it's not like a harsh stark matte, so I think that's probably why it works so well. Still smells like hot chocolate. Oh, it's so freaking delicious. It smells like a packet of hot chocolate. Like, you know, those powder ones when you open it up, that's what this smells like. Anyway, I think this is gorgeous. When I got it, a lot more people talking about it. Now no one is, and again, I don't know if this still is made. This one L'Oreal discontinued pretty recently, actually, like within the last 6 months. They had like the remainder of their stock on their website, but they might have pulled it from like Ulta or whatnot. It's the True Match Lumi Bronze It. It's the Sunkissed bronzer for face and body, and this one's in the shade 01 Light. I don't think this had like a crap ton of shades in this line, but a lot of people liked this. So I am surprised to see them discontinue it. I bet you at some point L'Oreal's gonna bring this back and they're gonna do it in smaller packaging and maybe more shades would be my guess. This one's really quite neutral. This one just has that, the sheen to it. This is always the trick, like just can you catch the light? There it goes. You're gonna hear me say a lot of times I do not like sheen or radiance on the forehead, but I don't mind it on the cheeks. You know, this is kind of one of those that's so light and so natural looking that I never mind it on the forehead as well. This is something I'm never going to declutter. It's just not going anywhere. Like I'm gonna use this until it like goes bad or I use it up. It's a powder product. It'll probably last a freaking decade. I did recently pull this back in for my everyday makeup drawer. This one here from Flower Beauty, I feel like this is also discontinued, and maybe I'm totally wrong, but like somewhere along the lines I was like trying to look this up and I couldn't find it. It's also a luminous bronzer in the shade Sunrise L1. This is a beautiful baked formula, but it's definitely on the warm side in this particular shade. I am so sorry if you can hear my kid. She's playing video games. There it is. It's warm, but it's like, I don't even want to say like red leaning, but it kind of is. It has like a rusty, I don't know, like neutrally red color to it. I feel like it's a lot different, especially from like this one where you can see it's like a lot more orange. And honestly, I would say that this one's probably the most flattering on my skin tone. You will see that things with like a reddish tone to them, I am really drawn to something that is not orange, because that's the kind of warmth that I want. For fair skin, I think like if you're gonna make something warm toned, it needs to be kind of red leaning. Anyway, those are all fabulous. If you have them in your collection, I'd say don't declutter them. All right, I'm gonna pull out these next four, but I'm going to say these are all very warm bronzers, and I primarily keep them because they're expensive. And in this one's case, because it's new, but I screwed up and I did get it in the shade 02. Well, it's 20, but it's the second lightest shade. These other ones were just very expensive, so I hold on to them. I can make them work, but they are not my favorite. This one from Victoria Beckham tends to hard pan. It's honestly very light, so I typically will go into this shade because that one is kind of light and orange. It's just that both of these these are warmer tones, but light. They look very orange on the cheeks. See that? It is very orange. You just don't get a crap ton of pigment with this one. Not a recommendation of mine, not even close. I would say this one like isn't fully matte at all. You know, it has kind of like a satin sheen to it. It's not a bad formulation. It just doesn't pick up a lot. It's always been like that. It feels like it's hard panning, but it doesn't exactly look like it's hard panning. Anyway, if I were to use any one of these, it's always this side. I never touch this. This side here is just light and orange. See that? I think that's personally like awful, and I'm pretty fair skinned, so this is not a recommendation of mine. I only hold on to it for the packaging and the price point. But you know what? It's not a bronzer collection video unless I'm including my entire collection. I had to show them, but I needed to preface why I hold on to these. This one from Tom Ford is a glow bronzer in the shade 02 Terra, which I'm pretty sure is the lightest shade. I don't think they had very many shades in this line. This one tends to be like a grittier formula. It's its version of hard panning. Wish that this was a lot smoother even when it started. It's just not. It's still warm. It's not too deep though, and it's also not too pigmented, so I feel like I can get away with it. So like that's how I make it work, but it's not the most neutral thing. And then this one from Westman Atelier is the Beauty Butter Powder Bronzer in the shade Coupe de Soleil. I'm not even sure this one is made anymore. To be honest with you, I've had this one for years. This one I believe is the latest shade. It's a really nice soft formula, but it's a little bit deep. And it's a little bit orange. So it hasn't been my favorite. Honestly, I just kind of hold on to it because it's expensive. I thought about decluttering it. All right, this one from Laura Mercier. I do like the bronzer itself. It's the Bronze Color Infusion again, and Martial, I think is the shade. And I did not mean to get the second deepest shade. Now this one here has like a glow and a sculpt side, but this sculpt side is awfully warm. So to be honest with you, I prefer the glow side. And because it's kind of like a reddish tone. I don't know if you can tell that that's kind of reddish, and it might not necessarily be like the whole pigment, but like the gold, it's got like a gold reflect to it. It makes it kind of look peachy instead of orange. And then there's that side. Honestly, that's just maybe like a little bit deep for me. Again, that one and the Westman Atelier, they look kind of similar, and I told you both of these tones are a little bit deep, and honestly they can be pretty pigmented, so I kind of feel like, you know, swirling these together is kind of my only option, but I tend to stick more to this side. So I like the formula. I think they kind of run warm, just period. So again, like not recommendations of mine. Crap, I missed this one. This one from Sicily. It's the Phyto Touch Illusion Powder Gel Bronzer. This one only came in one shade. This one I meant to include with those other ones, because honestly the reason I keep it is because it's expensive. I swear when I bought this at Nordstrom, the lady told me, oh, this is a universal shade, it works for everyone. I was like, lady, I looked at her like, you've lost your damn mind. Is that what they tell you to say? It is orange. It's glowy though. I keep it because it's expensive and I can make it work if I'm looking for like a really bronzy look, but when I spend this kind of money, I cringe on letting it go. All right, I had to pull all of these in because these ones are probably like my more red leaning, peachy leaning bronzers. And honestly, they're some of my favorite, but they're definitely like rosy toned. So this one from RMS Beauty is in Beach Walk Betty. It's the Redimension Hydra Bronzer. I knew I wanted to get this, and everyone kept saying, oh, this is such a good like rosy tone, you should get it. This is another one that has a sheen to it. But yeah, you can see it's like on the peachy side. It's like on the rosy side, I guess. I shouldn't say peachy. So this one really works. I think like when you're doing a bronzed look, peachy rosy tone is fabulous for fair skin. So this is a good one. This one's overlooked from Laura Geller, the Baked Bronze and Brighten in the shade Fair. It's Italian baked formula. It's so good. I mean, you can see how like pink it goes in this marbleization. Just another rosy tone that looks so fabulous. This one's on the light side because there's like a lot of pink here. So honestly, you can go ham with this one, just like all over. Where something like this that's maybe a little deeper, even though it's rosier, you maybe want to go in with a lighter hand. This is so good. Her blushes, her bronzers are fabulous. Not enough people talk about them. And then this one here from Gucci is the bronzing powder in the shade 01. I ended up replacing this because I got 02 thinking this was going to be way too light based on the pictures. It's not. If you're fair, go for 1. This is another one that's rosy toned. Oh my goodness, stop it. This one's a little bit more pigmented and it's a little bit deeper, but they all work. Whereas like see orange, see not orange. Yes, orange, not orange. Oof, so good. All right, these two from NYX, they lean quite rosy. And I've held on to 2 shades because I think both of these work, and honestly, more shades might actually work for me. This is light neutral, which is Buttercup, and then I have light medium warm, which is all butted up. But because this is a rosy warm, it works. See, it's kind of like on the rosy side and not like the orange side. I want to say this one is the lightest shade that comes in the line, but you're gonna see they all run peachy. Well, these 2 run peachy. I don't know about the other ones. This one being all butted up, the lightest shade. Oh gosh, it's like a lot of kickback is happening. And then this one. Honestly, are they that much different? Not really, but they're both like rosy toned. Oh, they're so good. And they both have like sheen to them. They catch the light and they're deliciously soft. I feel like these are really good. These do have talc in them. You'd have to be okay with that to buy those, but honestly, for the most affordable kind of rosy toned bronzers that I have in my collection, the NYX are them. All right, this Balm Desert, I don't even know if they make this one anymore either. I mean, the reason it's gonna be rosy tone is because it's the bronzer slash blush. This only came in 1 shade, and this is old as the hills. Old, hard panned, looks just like the Tom Ford one, but it still kicks. And the Tom Ford one is like really hard panned. This one is not. Gosh, those are all like very similar, but this is more of a matte finish, but it's just rosy toned. I mean, if they still make this one has been in my project pan, but it's also kind of my go-to bronzer, to be honest with you. It's the bronzer that I choose when I don't know what else to grab. So this is the one I always grab. And I've been using it for years and I've barely even made a dent. This one is a little bit more on the pigmented side, so you don't need a lot. Looks so good, so good. I mean, if more companies understood that you kind of need the rosy tone for people who are fair skin and not something super orange, they might make more shades like this, you know, bronzer slash blush. Don't know if they do it well, but it'd be ideal. All right, you guys, honestly, I just grabbed like the next 4. This one here from Tarte is a mini of the Park Avenue Princess bronzer, Amazonian clay waterproof bronzer, but this one tends to be on kind of the rosy side too. This one here from L'Oreal is really neutral, very beautiful. This one from Dibs is new. I feel like it is on the warmer side. It's just new. A baked bronzer duo. So like one side is supposed to have like a bit of sheen to it and the other one is not. All right, this Park Avenue Princess one, it has sheen also, but this one is warm. It's just like golden, so it looks good. I don't know, like golden is fine if it's not orange. So this one does look good on my fair skin. This one here, I'll swatch them individually so you can see. Honestly, they're so light, even though it's kind of a warm shade in that light tone, they're not too pigmented. These look quite flattering on the cheeks. I haven't even done a speed reviews on these yet, haven't talked about them too much on my channel outside of like that testing new makeup, but because they're so light and they have a little bit of sheen to them, they do work and they're not too warm. I won't say that they're like fully neutral, they're just not too warm. So I swirl both of these together and they look beautiful on me, but I haven't had it that long. So that's my limited kind of review. This one here from L'Oreal, this is really neutral. It's not too pigmented, but it's neutral. This is called the Soft Matte Bronzer and this one's in the shade 200 Fair. Super good, affordable, super duper soft, lasts all day, very neutral bronzer, great for fair complexions. So is this one from Lancome, the Transforming Bronzer in the shade 02 Light. I still feel like this is the lightest shade, even though it says 02. Wait a minute, I think there was a 01 and it was way too light. Do you see how neutral that is? I hope the lights in here don't make these look warmer than they are. Let me show you against the Sicily. When we're talking like orange, oh, I think the Sicily was here. Just the difference between the two, you can see when something is grossly orange versus fairly neutral. And again, just not too pigmented. This is such a creamy, bouncy, beautiful formula. Fabulous release from Lancome. All right, you guys, these are basically my sculpting powder products. All of these are the best for fair skin. This one from Kaleidos, this is more of a sculpting product, although it's not even a bronzer, it's literally a blush. It's the Mono Blush in Hot Shot. When I bought this, I bought it for a blush, but look at it. I mean, this might be great because it's sculpting and kind of rosy, but that's what I love about it. It's like truly this, stop. It is so soft, it feels delicious, and it's truly like a sculpting product for me. Sorry that it was made for a blush for somebody, but it's a sculpting product for me. The Artist Sculpt from Makeup Forever is also fabulous, and Precious Latte. Also Stop, so good. Oh, this formula is so creamy. Both of those are fantastic. Like if you don't like orange at all and you want neutral, then go for a Sculpting product. These are the 3 best powder ones that I have found. And this one from Kevin Aquaz, the Sculpting powder in the shade Light. I want to say these are even being re-released right now. Maybe not this one, but I know new blushes are coming out. This one is not as creamy as the other 2, but it's like the most neutral. So good. Sculpting, fair skin. Oh, Kevin Aquaz. Honestly, I wear these 2 here, like way too much. Sometimes I don't deviate and like give my other bronzers any love because these are such super simple formulas. And they're gonna go with any look. Eye look, blush, perfectly. All right, you guys, here's all the cream and liquids. This is where we're gonna go wild. So there's some in here that are a little bit warm toned, but as it pertains to my creams and liquids, I stay on the neutral side all the time. There's a couple in here that are newer that might be a little bit warm, but also then I have 2 like bronzy things, which are meant to be warm. So those 2 I threw in here and I'll show you these. These work for me, but they're not like neutral. They are very bronzy golden on the cheeks. But a lot of this stuff, you guys, I feel like there's more contour in here than there probably is bronzers, just because they tend to work for me so freaking well. And apparently I like the cream and liquid category the most. So let's get through this. Let's start off with the creams, I think. Let's just do these 4. So this one from Tower 28, I have used a lot. I keep it up on my filming station, but at the same time, this one is fairly warm and broad. I like it, but it's bronzy. I mean, it's not as bronzy as the Bronzino, but it is bronzy. See it? This one is orange. It still works for me because it's not too pigmented, but that's literally the only reason. This is not something I would ever repurchase, and if you're looking to stay away from orange products because you're fair, this is not something I would recommend to you. These 3, however, are. This one I don't even know if they make anymore. The Cheek Squad Cream Face Palette from Ulta Beauty. Now, they sometimes kind of go in and out. They bring these back in like different versions. This one does come with a cream blush, a cream highlighter, and a cream bronzer, but I keep it in my bronzer drawer because it's best for bronzer. Like hands down, this is such a beautiful shade. It's kind of more on the pigmented side, but it's such a beautiful cream formula. This is much more neutral and deep. It just looks so freaking flattering. If this is no longer in stock, I would guarantee it's because it just doesn't get a lot of success and Ulta tends to cycle through things. Not to say that this blush isn't gorgeous, but the highlighter isn't my favorite. And the thing I love the most in this particular cheek trio is really that Sculpting product. Now these 2 are super great for fair skin. Very, very neutral. From Charlotte Tilbury. It's like the putty bronzer, but look at that. It barely even has warmth in it. It tends to be a little bit more on the pigmented side, but it's the more neutral side. The Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer, and this one's in the shade Fair. And then NARS with their lovely shade extension several years ago to Laguna 01. Guys, when I first started getting into makeup, look at the dip in this. Everyone loved the Laguna, and I was like, how is everyone getting along with this product? Like, it was way too dark on me. But then when Laguna 01 came out, I was like, why did they wait so long to do this? Oh, that's right. We just started inclusivity. Anyway, this one's super neutral. It's super beautiful cream to powder formula. It looks so flattering on my cheeks. Part of it is like how these formulas just buff into your cheeks. Do they buff in nicely where they're just not like overly pigmented? Do they buff in evenly? I mean, that's kind of part of it. Anyway, I use this one a crap ton. You can see I have dug into this sucker. I don't have like a lot of dips in any of my products. You're gonna see one in here that's probably the most used. I'm just pulling out a hodgepodge of stuff here. All right, this one from Makeup by Mario has maybe the biggest dip. I don't know, maybe NARS and then Makeup by Mario. This one's the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. You cannot go too heavy with this, I promise you. It is very, very sheer, but it is a fair skinned girl's dream. Look at that dip. Is that pan? Oh my gosh, you guys, I hit pan. I used this today and I hit pan. Oh, hi pan. Do you know how freaking happy that makes me? Oh, there's the pan. Damn, I feel so good. That's so ridiculous, but I hardly pan anything. I want to say this one's probably on the warmer side. It's truly like a kind of a bronzy tone, but it's so lightly pigmented. Look at that pan. I can't stop. I can't stop. That's amazing. So anyway, it's so sheer and it's so light. It's very emollient, very thin formula. I don't feel like you can go too heavy with this product, so probably why it's got such a big dip and such a big use, and I've hit pan on it. But this is really beautiful. Again, like if you want something cream, that's probably where I'd tell you to go if you were super fair skinned. This one from Iconic London, you know, it was like discounted for so long. It's the Precision Duo Contour Pot in Light Shadow. So I'm not even sure if this is made anymore. So I'm sorry. This top one is a creamy powder. This creamy powder is more on the warm side, but it works because it's not too pigmented. And it's more of like a sculpting product, really. And then this one on the bottom is truly a sculpting cream. So good. Also, look at that dip. I'm gonna hit pan in like 2 seconds. This is kind of like a putty formula. It's another one that I absolutely love that you can't go wrong with because it's just so lightly pigmented and it's truly like a sculpting product. So it's really, really neutral. Like, look how light that is. I just dig my sponge in. Oh, I think it's so pretty. Again, don't know if this is still being made, but you can see which ones I clearly favor. All right, this one from KVD. Oh, it's gotta be one of my favorites. I use this one like crazy too, but I only use one side. If you guys watched my blush collection video, you know these ones, I don't love both sides and I tend to favor one side over the other. So this is the Bronze and Sculpt Balm Duo in the shade Fair. Obviously the more orange side is meant for bronzing, and then this one's sculpting, but this looks like a straight up orange blush. Like, it's awful. I'm gonna hit pan on this one pretty soon if I keep using it. If I ignore it, then I obviously won't. But yeah, this is the side that I use. This is such a beautiful formula. It's very emollient, but guys, the way that this blends in is so freaking pretty. It's a powder finish once it fully dries down. And it's so neutral. People overlook this product. Hands down. Hands down. Very, very neutral. It's so pretty on the skin too. All right, this last one that I have right here from Say was also a lovely shade extension in Fair Bronze. It's the Sunmelt Natural Cream Bronzer. Originally, I had like the lightest shade and it was way too warm. So I decluttered it, but then when they came out with these shade extensions, I was all over it. This is like very similar to the NARS one. This one's just like more radiant and more dewy. The NARS is definitely like a cream to powder, but this is a nice neutral shade. I mean, even for being a bronzer, it's just not too orange. Another huge recommendation, but you'd have to kind of like something radiant because I would say these colors are pretty equivalent, even though maybe the pigment isn't, but the finishes are different. NARS is definitely a cream to powder. Say is just more emollient. I mean, I love them both. Might as well go for 4 each time, shall we? The Give Beauty, what is going on? I did my whole blush collection video, and then after that I started hearing people say like she pulled everything, like no one knows what's gonna happen to the brand. Honestly, that's kind of wild because I feel like she was getting good hype, right? Or was it not doing so good? I don't know. I feel like a lot of us had her product. Anyway, this is another situation where I don't love both of these. This is the Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in Heatin' Up. This is light but orange, basically. See it? Ooh, I can't. But then this side is absolutely fabulous. I mean, even this one has like a little bit of kind of orange pigment to it. For being a sculpting product, it's a little bit warm, but it works. The sculpting product works as a bronzer, where I hate this one because this genuinely looks like a light orange on my cheeks. More like a peachy blush than anything, where this side actually looks like it could be a bronzer because it's less orange. Not totally neutral, but still really good. And honestly, it's another one that I kind of reach for a lot. Like this, the NARS, this one, this one, this one. I mean, I reach for these guys like all the time. All right, Mob Beauty. This is the Clay bronzer in the shade M80. It's the Clay Cream Bronzer. Now this one tends to be on the red side, which I like. And originally I thought that this was too deep for me, I guess. But eventually I realized, no, it's like red leaning. So it does look very flattering. This one is getting on the drier side. I haven't had it a huge amount of time. So it's kind of one of those things where I feel like because it's so matte, you know, you kind of gotta use this up quickly. That's a side note though. I kind of like the rosy tone of this one, and hence the reason I held on to it. The Oma Beauty by Sharon C Flawless IRL Bronzer in Shady. If I was going to recommend this one or the Tower 28, both of these are warmish. You can see this has like a little bit of orange in it. I would recommend this one to you over the Tower 28, just because this comes out maybe a lighter tone. They look similar, but it's lighter and I think it's more orange. This is definitely more neutral. Also one that I've clearly, like, I just now kind of looked at these and it's like, ooh, girl. But I mean, then you know I love them. This one even has a dip to it. Can you guys see that? I really do enjoy this one as well. And then this one from Revolution Beauty. Guys, so much better than the Milani one. The Milani one I ended up decluttering because it was like bright orange and everyone seemed to like it, but I hate it. The Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. If you want neutral, this is where you're gonna go from the drugstore. This is just a deeper tone, but it's okay. I mean, I think it's fine. Like, it works for me because it's more on the neutral side, even though it has a warm undertone, but it's not like that full-on orange stripe that the Milani was on me. This one is a good one. I obviously don't favor its deeper shade over some of the other ones that you see I have a lot more use in, but it's still good and I would still recommend it to you for fair skin. These are actually the last two that are cream, that are either in a compact or a pot. The Ilia one, oh, so good. It's bronzy, but it's not too intense. It's the Sunshift Cream Bronzer in the shade Ray. It's more golden. That's why I like it. I don't mind if something's golden. I don't know. I just don't like when it's like straight up orange. And I think golden has to be kind of on the deeper side and not light and orange for it to look good. I mean, you can tell what I mean by golden. This one has like a metallicness to it, but it's not an orange, a light orange stripe. This one is so good. So is the highlighter. I have the new blushes in my cart right now. I went into Ulta, but they weren't in store, so I was so upset. Anyway, I think this is absolutely fabulous. I feel like I've even made like a tiny little dip in this one for kind of how new this product is. I haven't had it a super long time. I definitely got it this year, but it's another one that I really enjoy if I want something like more metallic, more bronzy. Again, I tell you, I don't typically do stuff like this on my forehead, but this one's just so lightly pigmented and shears out so nicely that I will use it all over to bronze with. And then this one from RMS Beauty is on the red leaning side. It's the Buriti bronzer and it's a universal shade. It only comes in one shade. This one is deep though. Deep. God, is it even red? It's hard to even describe what that shade is. Is that like a copper? It's kind of coppery, you know, like a more metallic version of the Mob Beauty if I kind of had to like make a comparison. But yeah, it's kind of coppery, which is cool because I can get away with a coppery tone. And honestly, when it hits my undertone, it looks more red and much more natural looking than something orange. This is a good one, honestly. I feel like I would recommend it to you if you could handle a shade that was like this deep. But again, you blend these out, they do not look unnatural. They look more natural, more believable than an orange bronzy bronzer. All right, let me get into some that are new to me that have warmth to them. That's it. The Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand was such a disappointment to me because when the shade extensions came out, I thought we were gonna get a light version of the nice contour that we had before. I thought that was deep, but it worked for me. This one in Fair, it's warm. So, you know, I don't know like what that's about. It's quite warm. Can you see like how orange the undertone is? So I've held on to this because it's fairly new, but I think that it is quite warm and not what I was hoping for in a contour in a lighter shade. You know, I was thinking if we made a shade extension and a contour that sucked in the shade range, we'd get a contour, not a bronzer. Anyway, this one from Mango People is their bronzing stick, and this one's in the shade Chai. It's very, very bronzy. Very, very bronzy. The formula is fabulous though, so if I want something super duper bronzy that still looks okay on me because it's not too pigmented and I don't know, it just has like a slight radiance to it, then I will grab it. I have not hated wearing this, it's just extra bronzy. You know, sitting next to the Charlotte, like you can see how much more neutral this is than that, but you can tell also sitting next to it how not sculpty the Charlotte is. While we're at it, let's go over the two bronzing drops that I have. We might as well, because these are not like, these aren't gonna be neutral. This one from Iconic London, I wonder if they even make this anymore. The Instant Sunshine bronzing drops in, there was one shade. Why am I thinking there's a shade? You twist the bottom, I always forget. And it comes out of this little bloop, oop, Ew, excuse you, sir. I haven't used this in like a hot minute, so I think this little bit right here probably needed to go bye-bye. But I like that it's in that dispenser. It's kind of cool. But like, look, it's like gold. Woo! I think that's what I like. These bronzing drops like quite genuinely need to be gold for them to work. I like that. I don't know if they make it. If they don't, I'm pretty sure the Cali Ray Sun Drip in the one shade is still being made. This one is also kind of gold, but in a much deeper tone and not as sparkly as the one from Iconic London. I like them both. They both work for me. If you want bronzy, I don't know, they work. I think either one of these are fine. I mean, a lot of the bronzing drops are like this. They're in this shade. It's just different than trying to use a bronzer. You're only gonna reach for this in certain circumstances as opposed to wearing something that's supposed to be believably sun-kissed, you know? This just looks like a day by the pool. All right, honestly, these are the only two like bronzing sticks I have. Every other stick I have is like a contour stick. Honestly, the M Cosmetics is like a little bit too deep and quite pigmented. It's this So Soft bronzing stick in the shade Summer. I've held on to it through the years because I kind of like a deeper tone occasionally. This one does have warmth, but it's kind of again on the like red leaning side when I buff it in the shade Summer. So it is really good, but my favorite bronzing stick is from Rare Beauty. It's in the shade Bright Side. This is way more neutral, and it was a shade extension that was intended to be neutral, but it's still like a bronzer because it's not like fully neutral. You'll see. So like as far as a bronzer stick goes, this is probably my favorite, but you can see the difference between the two, just like how bronzy this is compared to this. So this is a shade extension that was meant to be more neutral because a lot of people were saying that they were very warm toned bronzers. Even myself, like I did not care for the original stick shade. I forget what that freaking was in, but anyway, I think these are both good. This is a bit of a deeper shade for me, but I just love the freaking formula so much. This one is truly like a cream to powder. Rare Beauty is much more emollient. It's powdery, but it's got more like silica in it or something. I don't know. Something that feels equivalent to silica. A little bit more sheer and kind of easier to blend in overall. Both of these work though. It's just that like, honestly, I've thought about decluttering the M Cosmetics, so it's probably not something that I would recommend to you for fair skin. For neutrality. All right, here are all my contour sticks. Something in there is leaking. That's just upsetting. The Westman Atelier contour stick, face trace contour stick in the shade Biscuit. These are all abso-freaking-lutely beautiful. I mean, honestly, this is it. Just buy these right here, okay? Well, maybe not this one, but the Rare Beauty in these ones. If you never want orange ever again, this is where I would tell you to go. This is such an easy formula to blend in. Biscuit is a beautiful shade for fair skin, and this is a new release from Iconic London. It's the Shape and Shade Sculpting stick. Talking too much. In the shade Sketch. Also extremely neutral, even more gray toned than Biscuit, but blends perfectly. A little bit more emollient and radiant than the one from Westman Atelier. This is just like a blurring shaping stick. I don't know, that's kind of what I would equate it to. The blushes are very similar to this. They're very blurring on the cheek. Then the Dior one, so good. The Skin Contour Stick in 01 Light. You literally can't go wrong with any one of these. They're so good. The Fenty Beauty one is so freaking good too, but it's hard to blend in. It's the Match Stick Matte Skin Stick in the shade Amber 01. It's just not as creamy as the other ones. It's a drier formula. It's a nice tone, like don't get me wrong, but I definitely do struggle to blend this one in. It's kind of one of those things like, I could see myself just sitting there warming it up on the back of my hand first, you know, before I went in. But the shade is so freaking good. And it's a product that it does last all day. Honestly, the Westman Atelier is the warmest of all of them. The Dior is like more matte and very neutral. This one from Iconic London is more dewy but very neutral. This is the driest of them all. So like kind of they're all a little bit different. But these are the 4 sticks. Again, like if you didn't want something super dry, these then would be the 4 sticks I would recommend to you as a fair-skinned person who preferred sculpting. All right, let's talk about the last 2 that would be considered bronzers. This one from Glossier's The Cloud Paint in the shade Sail. This is in my everyday makeup drawer. I'm like actively using this. It has like a little bit of warmth to it, but I think that's kind of why I like it. Like it's not too orange leaning, but still adds dimension and warmth to the cheeks. Like every shade that could be like this probably would work for me, as opposed to, you know, like that. This is such a good formulation, such a good one. Now this one from Tarte is the Sculpt Tape. This I have to declutter. It says it's a contour, but guys, it's like a red bronzer. It's not really a contour. Contours are, as you saw, they're this. That's a cool contour. It has gray in it. So I've always said, like, that's not a contour, that's bronzer, but it's really pretty because it's red leaning. So I've held on to it. It's just expired, which is a damn shame. It only has a 6-month shelf life, so there you go. It stinks. So I am going to get rid of this one. I think I'm like holding on to it right now because it's my everyday makeup drawer, and I'll probably talk about it for continuity one more time, but it needs to go in the trash. But I love it. I loved the shade, I'm not gonna lie, but it's 6 months. It truly meant 6 months on that shelf life. Boy, did it. And it's not a contour. It is 100% a reddish toned bronzer in that shade. Did I tell you what shade? It's in soft bronze, which I believe is the lightest shade. All right, let's talk about 2 drops. It's the only 2 drops that I have left to talk about. It's the only real 2 drops, like in a dropper form, that I really have that are considered bronzers. Although this is kind of like contourish, it's the Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. So it's kind of both. This I had to pull out of the closet for items that I keep in reference because it is not a favorite product of mine. I know this is some people's holy grails, and that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it. Was you might love this for being fair skinned. I don't. It's just too damn sheer and it's too emollient. You know, maybe I'll try this again. So it shears out way too much on my cheeks and then it lifts everything underneath. If I were using this product in a different way that wasn't as a bronzer over top of makeup, it might not be too light, it might not be too emollient, and might not lift anything, but it does. Again, there are some people who literally think this is gold in a bottle. I think it looks kind of funny and it separates. I don't necessarily think the formula is bad. I think that's just kind of the nature of this particular product. It's kind of weird. It doesn't move around like a liquid might. And having swatched it again, it's not a bad shade. Honestly, it just lifts everything because it's way too emollient. And maybe I let it dry on the back of my hand first before I pick it up with the sponge before I try and apply it to my cheeks. But I feel like I will be applying an awful lot of this product because it's more on the sheer side than I actually like. Honestly, I would take you straight to these Westman Atelier drops. Even though they're so expensive, this I would tell you, go here every time. The Suntone bronzing drops, and this one's in Soleil Parfait, but they're not too warm. They are a matte bronzing drop. I needed to shake this. Guys, I literally just like shook this and flung it all over this thing here, which I'm so mad at myself for, but at the same time, I did it off camera, like you not in frame. Anyway, this is like way more neutral. They could have called these like the sculpting drops and I would have believed them. They dry down matte though, which is really nice. I don't think they're too pigmented either. Like swatching them, I don't necessarily see that much of a difference between this and the Makeup by Mario, except that I know that these are a thicker formula and they do not pick up my foundation underneath. I think these are longer lasting too and don't sheer out quite as much, so. And this is the last of them here. This is everything. These are all contours, and 2 of them in wands are drugstore, and they're good. Actually, all of these, but the Rare Beauties are drugstore here. The Halo Glow from e.l.f., the contour wand. Guys, this is a really good shade, but I just don't know if I can recommend these weird tubes to you guys. It's in Fair Light. I can see inside here, and it's, oh, this is twist off. It's been a minute since I've used it. Yeah, this smells. Like these wands, this liquid goes bad so quickly, and it starts smelling like alcohol. Such a beautiful shade, such a good contour, so affordable. This one from Essence, the Baby Got Bronze. Yeah, this is newer and has like no scent to it. Now, I hate these applicators, so this is just not something I would recommend to you. For the applicator itself, these, oh geez. These tend to get clogged, even though this one didn't. This is a good shade, but I literally just had to take that off. That was like an excessive amount. Anyway, so this one is a really good shade. I hate these applicators. You know what? Let's swatch these again. Like by comparison, because I want to show you a comparison, the Milani is even more gray toned and it's a deeper shade than the e.l.f. I almost feel like this is maybe teetering on too much. The e.l.f. is much better in terms of a contour. I am gonna like just chuck this one because these just don't freaking last. And it has a 12-month shelf life. I wonder if I've had it that long. So honestly, it's a good shade. It's a little bit deeper, but it's just not one I would recommend to you. These ones I'd probably recommend instead because I don't know, the puffies just ain't my thing lately. I have been saying for many years that I don't mind those puffies. I just find that the product doesn't last long, and that's what pisses me off. So this one from e.l.f. is another good one. This one's pigmented though. It's the Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This one's in a contour shade in the shade Fair. They have like, what, 10 shades, and like 5 are contoury and then 5 are like bronzy. This one is much more pigmented than the contour wand, but like I do one dot and blend it out. It's a really good emollient formula, so it blends quite easily. It's a really nice product, and honestly, I don't fall head over heels over e.l.f., so that is a recommendation of mine. This one from Moira Beauty is the Face Sculpt Liquid Contour in the shade Fair Light. This is another good one, but it's maybe a little bit more bronzy than the other one. See? You can kind of see that it's deeper too. It's almost like, I don't want to say red, but it's like deeper orange. Can you see what I mean by like just a little bit more bronzy? But it's still like super good color. Like it works for my fair skin. And then this one from Made by Mitchell is the Liquid Blusher, and they are all called that, and this one's in hello there. Hello. This formula I really enjoy. I said this about the blush too. It's a drier formula. It blends really nicely though. It is a really good shade. Let me smell this. Yeah, see, no smell. These ones just tap out of the game so damn fast. These are just where it's at, I think. Anything liquid or cream in these doe foots. Also a really good shade, kind of like Moira, maybe a little bit on the deeper side, maybe a little bit more on the less neutral side, or cool tone side rather. This one from Rare Beauty is fabulous. I know some people don't love it, but I do, in the shade Gentle. I'm sorry, like how do you not love this if you're fair skinned? Where am I going? Where am I going? Much more of a contoury shade, not too terribly dissimilar to the other ones. I don't understand anybody who doesn't like this. I really don't. I think it blends perfectly. It's not too pigmented. It stays a decent amount of time. Sorry, I did it on my little arm hairs there. Very easy to work with. So much less pigmented than the blushes of the same style. Oh, I love when we can like round it out. There were 55 different bronzers that we just went over. Well, bronzers and contours and sun drops and. I do have a mixture in here, so you know, not everything is like a contour shade, not everything is a sculpting product. I do like some things bronzy occasionally. I tend to stay away from things that are too pigmented on the warm side, but I can definitely see in the cream and liquids, I tend to go for everything sculpting. And then anything over here, again, anything that I hold on to that is like more expensive, that's where you're gonna see my warm bronzers. But the other stuff really tends to be more on the rosy or neutral side. It's just what I prefer. I do not run and buy like every single bronzer release because I'm a little bit picky. It has to be a shade that I really think will work for me and be neutral and or rosy. So hopefully my swatching these and giving you guys my thoughts was helpful. I thoroughly enjoyed your guys' company today. I'm out of here, you guys. If you are not currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe, you guys, so you can stick around. Hope to catch y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.